Hey, good morning, folks. And I got a couple things to talk about. The market right now, Jonathan, bring up the E-mini and let's start out with a daily on the E-mini. All right, draw in the monthly open. Okay, so it looks to me like you got momentum being created, markets coming into the monthly open. But the thing I'm bothered by is there's a tendency for the market mid-month to correct the monthly trend. And if the monthly trend is down, which it is, then this correction is going to hit a point. And one of the things that you could do, does everybody see that blob of a whole bunch of sideways action there, starting with that red? Come over, Jonathan, before, yeah, right there. That's a lot of people that will be selling because it creates sellers. And the reason it creates sellers is because people go, hey, I can get out. And, they play the Seinfeld, which is just let me out even. And you'll see a lot of resistance along these areas. Now, one way to know those numbers is for Jonathan to go view tabular, hit view tabular. And let's go back. Where does those dates start, Jonathan, that we were looking at? They go from what?
Talking about the clump over here, or the most recent clump
Yeah, that clump, yeah.
over here. This
No,
is,
the first one they gotta get through, right there.
yeah, okay. Well,
What's that first day?
these lows right here are from July 25th. So the highs, July 25th, July 30th, end of July.
It's the first of August, I'm assuming, okay? So let's go look at the numbers themselves during that time period. And he'll bring up a view tabular, one of the great features of the roadmap we've had for years. All right, and so if you go down to, you said about the 25th, Jonathan, is what you did, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's look at the highs on those days. You got 55. Let's just do it real quick. I'll write these numbers out. Read it out, if you will, Jonathan, that little spring of highs there. Probably from 55,
55,
33.
33, 28, 34, 27.
Yeah, so about 55, 33 is is where I call it the Seinfeld part, okay? Uh, does everybody see that? I want everybody to focus on what I'm talking about because I can't do anything about something in the past, but I can do something about the future, right? And I'm trying to show you the power of what I'm saying here, okay? Does everybody understand there's resistance big time at this level? 55, 33 to wherever, okay? So that's the E-mini, okay? Now, any questions about that little blob? I'm trying to teach you something, okay? All right, now let's go and look at the NASDAQ futures and do the same analysis, okay, on the NASDAQ futures. We'll change the symbol to NASDAQ. We'll look at a daily. Okay, so that blob starts, that same blob starts where that red fall from grace was. Let's see. First, draw the monthly open. Let's draw the monthly open. Monthly open for the NASDAQ futures, 95.93. Okay, so that blob I'm interested in is that blob starting on those dates right there, Jonathan, right there. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but yeah, that one. Yeah, what date did that start?
July 24th is when we crossed, well, that was before the month open, but we crossed down below what is currently the month open line.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's look at those dates.
We got that high 883 up there, but more realistically here 390, 297, 377, 319, and then 648, 717.
Okay. I'm trying to focus on the dates right here. So the current price, Jonathan, is 94.28. Find me something there. What's the next resistance up?
648.
648. 96.
Actually, the month open.
Yeah, so the month open, 95.40. There you go. So the NASDAQ's moving pretty strong, headed towards that monthly open. All right, now let's look at a couple key stocks. Let's look at NVIDIA. And do the same analysis. There's a blob of resistance starting, looks like starting, yeah.
Well, the
Okay.
month open is 117.53.
Yeah, and we're above that, correct?
And the high of the month, yes, and the high of the month is 120.16. Actually made a new high of the month today, 120.62.
Okay, 120.62. And I've got 121.03. Where did I get that number? 121.03. Is that the low of that drop before we had the big drop?
121.03. Let's go figure out where.
Go left. I think come to the right. See? 121.03. So I got it next resistance.
It's not a low, but it's about this open here on July 17th, which was 121.
Yeah, so 121.03. Let me give you the date that occurred. That was on July the 2nd. Okay.
Way back here, July the 2nd. 121.03, the low.
Right there. Okay. So 121.03 and NVIDIA is 120. Okay. All right. Now let's look at XLK. XLK.
Can you see my pointer moving around?
Yeah, I can see it. You got that blob right there on XLK. So let's call it view tabular and find out where's the month open.
Opens 218.20.
Okay, 218.20. It's at 218.74 right now.
The high of the month is 220.73. XLK has not made a new high of the month.
Okay, I've got 220.38, but let's go look at the view tabular and look at that blob. The Seinfeld blob, we'll call it.
220.38 was the low on July 19th. The highs starting on July 25th. You've got 218.87, 218 even, 218.94, which we're all there. The next level up is 219.5 and then 223 in terms of the high prices.
Okay. All right, that's XLK. All right, the next one I want to look at is the QQQ.
Month open 471.76. Month high is up at 475.5.
So what was that number? 71 what, Jonathan?
471.76.
Okay.
Which
71.76.
is basically today's high.
Huh?
which is basically today's high.
We went right to it, stopped.
Well, we went up to 88. We went 12 cents higher, but
Okay. All right, the next thing that I want to do is go to the tool that gives us the day of the week key numbers. Okay, what's that, traders,
numbers that pay.
huh?
Numbers that pay under tables.
Yeah, numbers that pay, okay? And I want you to plug the E-mini, NASDAQ, NVIDIA, and QQQ XLK in there. Move the last over to the left if you don't mind. Okay. And you got it on Thursday, right?
Yes,
So
it's on
Jonathan,
Thursday.
explain to him what the green means, 5534.
The green from the last column means it's above all of those key numbers that the table's giving us. Bullish.
Okay. All right, now let's go look at a E-mini and in NASDAQ chart, okay?
Two
30
charts right there on a 30-minute one.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Okay, here's a 30.
And the time is 10:15, okay? Everybody see that? So what does that mean? That means that the market is still has some room to run up before it finishes hitting all that Seinfeld blob, which means you should have the ability to make some money if it continues. And this next thing I want to do, I want you to pull the QQQ up. This is on a live market. Go to QQQ and find me a dollar option. Let me tell you the dollar option. It would be to the 23rd. That's the best way to do it.
Okay, that is 8 days out, August 23rd. $1 call option is what you want, or put option, which one?
I want both. I want you to find me a dollar put, dollar call.
Well, the
I'm
put
gonna
is a 454 right now.
454 is your put.
$1 call option right now would have to be the 484.
Okay, 454. I'm setting mine up to look at them side by side. Okay. Okay, control V. $3, $5. Which one for the call, Jonathan?
484.
94, 96.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, what I'm doing, folks, is a technique that I do when I do live trading, when I'm trying to find out which way to go. Here's what I believe. Looking at the numbers. The break either down or up is a trade. Okay. And so you've got the 30-minute up there, right, Jonathan? Okay. So when does the new bar start? Starts in 12 minutes. And I got $1, $2, $5, 92.95. Okay, I'm gonna do some tape reading to see if I get any early indication based on the price of the options. Now, how many people have traded with me where I produced 20% plus on a QQQ trade? How many's ever done that with me? What I'm trying to show you, okay? What I'm trying to show you is that when you have a market that really is below the month open, above the week open, you have an opportunity to analyze it and pick up anywhere from 10 to 20% between now and the next reference bar. Does everybody know when the next reference bar is? Type of time in there. That tells me how knowledgeable you are about our reference bar approach. What time does the next reference bar start? That's right. That's right. And you've got about an hour, which would be till about 11 o'clock to make 20%. Before then they'll start looking at the next reference bar. Any questions about what I've showed you so far? One other thing I was going to tell you, and we could just do it for the fun of it. Did anybody see the news on Walmart? Walmart? Did anybody see that news on Walmart? How it surged like 8%, right? Walmart hit a high this morning. Let me just take it from the cash opening because I think that's the important thing. But just plug Walmart in there and we'll just look at it on numbers that pay. I'm gonna make a point here. They've been talking for 2 hours before the market opened about Walmart. Already it was up 7%. And if you went in, say, hey, Walmart's going higher. Okay. Went to what, 74.94, 75? You'd be down $2 on Walmart, even though it's been. See, the bullishness of Walmart happened before the cash market opened. And now, if you look at Walmart, it appears to me it's at the lower end of that reference bar. So you can't buy a stock because it comes up on a scanner and says, wow, look at it surge. What you had to see was a higher surge prior to that pre-market, which would be higher than 75, okay? Does everybody see that? I wanted to show that to you because a lot of new people get trapped watching the news talk about it. They've been talking about Walmart nonstop on the financial networks. And I'm sitting there going, well, let me go look at it. And I started watching. I said, wow, they're going to hang a bunch of people. Okay. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you while we're waiting for the completion of the bar. Everybody knows that the cash market opens when? When does the cash market open Eastern time? the news for 2 hours have been talking about the great Walmart earnings, and the stock was moving up in the pre-market. It went to 75. Now Walmart 73. That's $2 down. Okay. So if you'd have bought it on the opening this morning, you're losing money on a stock that's up 8%. Does anybody want to do that? I'm trying to teach you how to avoid doing things. What you wanted to see to buy Walmart, you'd want to see it make a new high. Does everybody see that? Oh, Walmart is not a short, Bob. I'm trying to say on Walmart, okay, let it trade before you get in it, unless it takes out 75. Then I'd look at it. And I said, I'd tell John, set alert on Walmart at 75. Okay. I started to get in earlier this week, the reason I brought that up. Okay. But they had earnings, and the earnings were good. All right, on my put that I selected, I'm 94.97. On the call, I'm 103.105. John, will you type those numbers in there where we can look at what it's doing as I'm tape reading it? 97 is the offer, 104 is the offer on the call. And that time is, let's just do that, 10:25, we'll call it, okay? Okay, the put is now down at 94 cents, the call's at $1.07. Okay, I'm going to take a position in this call at 107, and I'm going to take half my position, okay?
That's the August 23rd. 484 call.
Yeah, I paid 107 for it. Okay? And a probe for me would be half of my normal position. Now go back to the roadmap, Jonathan. Let's look at why I probed it. Why do you think I probed it there with 2 minutes to go, Jonathan?
We're above the reference bar at the high end of the bar.
Yeah, and if you look at we're at the top end of the bar, and I said, okay, I'm gonna probe it here and see. Okay. Time wise, it's 10:28. Any questions about that probe?
See the QQQ is the ticker.
John asked what target? Well, 10% would be 116, 20% would be what, Jonathan? 124?
Yeah, around 124, 129 or so.
Okay. So because I'm teaching more than trading, I'll probably take the 116 and say thank you very much, because I'm trying to show people the power of what I'm doing. Where's it at now, Jonathan?
109, 108.
All right, where's the put that I've been watching?
Put was the one down here at 454. It's at 90 cents, 92 cents.
See, I like to look at both of them and what's the movement.
We got started the new bar here. Wiggle around a little bit. See if we can make some new highs.
All right, let's all right, Jonathan, we got what strike we have, the 84.
Right.
Where's the 85?
The 85 is currently at around 88, 89 cents or so.
Okay. So let's set a sell stop on the 85 at 79 cents.
Okay.
Now, what does that mean?
Joining us.
That means if the market goes to 116 and I can day trade, I'd take it. If it drops on me, I'm going to have a spread on 79 cents, $1.04, about 34 cents net, right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
They want you to write out the trades. I don't know.
Well, I'm typing as fast as I can.
Oh, okay. Now, what have I done by doing this strategy? You can't day trade. I gave you a strike to sell it at if it goes there. If it doesn't hit the 16, if it hits 16, then you got to make a judgment call. Do you go and sell that at whatever price it's at? How many people like this strategy to make money? Okay. Because you trade with me a lot of times and I use this strategy quite a bit, don't I? Give me some feedback. I want to make sure you followed through that led me to the decision. Does everybody understand how I looked at the big picture? I brought it down. I looked at the numbers that pay. I set side by side, non-bias, non-bias. I could have gone short or I could have gone long, but we stayed near the top of the bar during that critical 3 to 4 minutes prior to the half hour. drop. No, I'm saying if the call, the 485 drops, which is the spread against this long call, to 79 cents, which is basically 11 cents, I'll just put a spread on and move on. So I plan for it going my way. I plan for it going against me, and I'm very comfortable taking that spread. John, let's take about it's 10:34. Let's take a 7-minute break, give everybody a chance. Dave, the reason they rejected you is because you should have made it an OCO order, okay? But just to cancel your sell up there because you keep your protection in. If it hits the 16, okay? If it hits the 16, then cancel your sell stop and take your profit. Thomas asked, does the trading accelerate the No, Thomas, but typically the direction will show its hand. And in this case, it said we got more to go. All right, I got 6 minutes to go, Jonathan. I'm going to take a small break, walk around, and think about what I did. JC says, why not just sell to 85 now at a higher price? Well, JC, wouldn't you rather make the 10% on the position you got? You got to take risk. I could sell it right now, and it might turn out that's a great idea. But what if this thing keeps going up? I'm here to make money, right? Okay, that's why I'm willing to take the risk. You don't have to. Go on and sell it now. You'll be fine. These are some of the considerations a trader has to do. No, Robert, the 485 is a call. We'll come back in 5 minutes to explain all that. I got to walk around. All right, folks, you should have bought the trade and you should be out at $1.16 if you're day trading. If you're not day trading, you can go sell. Jonathan, where's the 75 stock or the
The
three? What was three?
485 call, the 485 call is now a dollar, so 99 cents a dollar.
So how many of you would like to learn? In this case, you can't, your account's not big enough, but in this case, you got 7 cents of risk going into tomorrow and you got a chance to make 93 cents. How many? And we're going to analyze that for you. So Jonathan, let's go to a straight sheet. Okay. And Mary Ann did the right thing. She sold 2/3 of her position at $1.16. She can day trade. She's going to let one run. That's what I did too, Mary Ann. Okay, it's $1.20 now. All right, so let's, Jonathan, let's go to a board and write out some things, okay? Number one, deciding to be long, short, or out is the biggest decision a trader can do. If somebody can be 8 out of 10 accurate, if somebody can be 8 out of 10 accurate, you need to learn what they're doing. Y'all know anybody like that? Now, always have a plan to take a percentage profit, but also have a plan to protect yourself when you're wrong. Number 4, understanding what I showed you today should have opened your eyes to the possibilities. Number 5, we got about 17 minutes until we start focusing on our next reference bar, so learn the reference bars. Now, Jonathan, what I'd like to do is build a forecast, okay? If we're able to be 80% accurate, I'll wait for you. Okay. If our goal is to be 80% accurate and we're able, let's just talk math here, okay? If we do 10 trades and our goal is to make 20% on the 8, what percentage would that be? 8 times 20. And say we risk $1,000. Okay, and say we lost twice, and let's just say we lost 30% on the 2 losers. What does that work out?
$1,000 profit net.
So if you could learn to do that, and people's traded with me a long time know it's better than that, but I'm just giving you a hypothetical here, right? That's pretty valuable, isn't it? How many people agree that's a valuable thing to do? Just tell me your feedback. Now let's talk about the biggest rule in trading that I tell people. if you trade options and you go 72 hours and you're not making money, what should you do? So, how many times have you heard me give you that rule? How many times? Sue says over 100 times. If you're going to trade options, take the responsibility to watch it 72 hours after getting in. Now, before I leave, I would like to, Jonathan, talk about gold real quick. Go back to roadmap. Leonard asked, why have I closed out NVIDIA on the tracker? I don't keep up with the tracker, Leonard. I keep up with the 72-hour rule. I can't remember all that stuff. You know how many trades I do a week, Leonard? How many trades you think I do a day? At least. Who controls your mouse? Do I control your mouse or you control your mouse? Think about that. You control your mouse. All right, here's what I think on gold. I think gold's going up and it's going higher. In fact, who was with me yesterday when I did the futures trade or the futures class? You learned a lot, didn't you? Well, after I find out who's serious about learning, I'm going to teach you what I'm doing in gold. I've got a position in gold that's going to make me, if I'm right, risking about $2,000. Let me do the math on that. I'll have 50, 10, maybe about 20. Yeah. Anybody want to learn how to do that? Well, stay with me on futures. I'll teach you. Okay. All right. So I got a lot to teach them. I really liked the class we had yesterday. I was very pleased with the class. Okay. Just letting you know. Okay. That option we bought, Jonathan, go back, showing where it is right now for those that have been with me that maybe only sold 2/3 like Mary Ann. Look where it is right now.
Up to $1.20.
$1.19, $1.21. Not bad, huh? All right. Did we make some slides, Jonathan? You want me to go through for a wrap up?
Well, we went through all the slides for the most part, but we'll talk about
Yeah, let me go review if I can, okay? All right, folks, YouTube. Join my YouTube channel. I'm always putting things in there, okay? In YouTube. It's free. We notify you. You'll be invited from time to time, okay? And you get notified, right, Jonathan? They check that box.
Yeah, if you subscribe and then turn your notifications on, you will get notified. I like to have it on my phone. It all pops up and says time is live if you have the YouTube app on your phone.
Does it really? That's great.
Sure. Yep. You gotta have your notifications turned on, all that, but pops right up. If you like the stream, Tom's going to talk about what the slide says here, but if you like the stream, it helps the algorithms and helps get the word out. More people get in front of Tom.
So you need to check like. Anybody been to the YouTube channel, don't like it? I'm just curious. If you've been to the YouTube channel and don't like it, anybody been there? We ought to have 100% of people hitting like then, because I'm not charging you for it, you know? Okay? Will they give you two? Hey, Karen, will they give you two check marks if you love it? We have customer service live, dtitrader.com/help, okay? In my opinion, market is up here, and the monthly open is really in sight, isn't it, Jonathan? 55.50. What is the monthly open on the S&P?
55.74. Definitely in sight.
It's definitely in sight. Today's a key day. Now, live trading I've talked about, and the daily setup I look for, and Ron just said, thank you. Ron, will you mind sending me a love letter to, what's that address you need to send? Matter of fact, I need anybody that took the trade and really liked what I showed you today to send me hey, Tom, thank you. That's all I ask you to do. That's not asking too much, is it? To take a little, draw a sentence or two and send it to me. Thanks, Ron. I'd appreciate that. Anyway, send it there. If you trade live with me, send it there. All right, the last thing I'm going to talk about, Jonathan, if you will, put the what we're doing on the futures where people, because we've got a class next week, and I think people are finding out. I had some people, sharing information with other people about it's a lot bigger than they thought they were getting. Okay, on the futures, learning about futures. Notice I started today with the E-mini NASDAQ.
I think that was on this presentation here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, right now I've started teaching classes on futures. We have an in-person class in October. I think we got one seat left there. But what I'm doing is, because I wanted to teach the micro E-mini, and we have a class next Wednesday. But if you join me, we'll give you a copy of the class that I did yesterday, which is part 1, part 2 is next week. But if you join and hadn't heard about this, people are raving about it. I got to tell you, they're raving about it. And I'm showing them the power of watching those futures with options. Pretty good stuff. But anyway, the point being is, get joined. It won't cost you a thing. You have to post $1,000. Next slide. You post $1,000. I'll give you your money back if you let me know by October 1st you don't want to move forward. So you get 60 days of what I call world-class training on how to use the E-mini for option trading and for trading it yourself, okay? Keith, that's next Wednesday. We do a recording. If you got any questions about that, contact our representative, Barbara at DTI Trader, Andrak at DTI Trader, and Michael H at investpub.com. Who was in the future? Somebody put a couple words to share of what you saw yesterday and was new to futures where I think I opened people's eyes, didn't I? Showing you about it. Who was there? Y'all were raving about it yesterday, the training. Scott says, copy and paste what Scott said. Everybody can see it, but it's pretty. I'm gonna take away this offer in a few more classes that I give, so take advantage of me now and take it and do it. Well, Jonathan, I'd say it was a good morning. Now we gotta figure out two things today. We gotta look at what we gotta do. We gotta look at the Genesis bar, 11:30 to 12, and we gotta look at the afternoon based on that, and then RB3, because I'm not totally convinced, even though I went long today, I'm not totally convinced as long as we're below the monthly open that I want to be buying a bunch of stock for a long period of time. I'm not convinced yet. The side hustle window opens, Thomas, after 1, and I'll start working on that the last couple hours of the day. And so you'll be, John, how will they find out if they signed up for the weekend side hustle, how to get the information?
Once you sign up, you know, once you sign up, you're going to be thrown onto the email listing. So you'll get that, but if you go to the members area, you can join the Telegram channel. So I would do that.
Yeah, hey, Jonathan, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I wrote a book in 2005 about winning the day trading game. And people have told me over the years, they've never been able to see anybody do what I can do on day trading, both on the future side and on option side. Anybody agree with that statement? Any of y'all here that sent me those notes talking about what I do with when I day trade? Anybody here that Karen says absolutely the greatest live trader of all time. I don't know about that, but I can tell you one thing. I can do it in front of people, and I'd say 99.9% of people can't do it in front of people. I saw that when I traveled around the country. Thomas, what we did today, you could have sold a call up. You got to learn to do that. That's how it works. All right, I'm going to go. Y'all have a great day. I got to go figure out what to do in this market, because this is a critical day. Thank you for being here. Get joined on YouTube if you're not there.